Hey there friends, welcome back to episode 24 of that live portfolio update where we're growing that 50k into $1 million. Today's nugget section is going to be on a recent purchase we made, which is Red River Resources. So go and grab your beer. Wait, is your beer up there? If it's not, leave us a comment below and I'll make sure it's there next week. Let's jump into it, guys. Well guys, we'll be starting with the trades this week. Unfortunately, FMG had to go this week due to the Rule 1 10% stop loss. But shame on me guys, I actually made an error not realizing it was on the ex-dividend day on the 28th of the 2nd, hence the drop. We all make mistakes, but it's something for us to look out for in the future. We walked away with a 3% loss after adding the dividend back. We are still entitled to the dividend, so we should see that later this month. So as you know, with a sell comes a buy. So we moved into Red River Resources as they were next on the buy list. Well, other than Guru, but let's not talk about those guys. Our buy-in price was at 25 cents a pop. They have been on a bit of a tear lately, but we'll chat about those guys a bit later. Alright, so benchmark time. So how did XJO fare this week? Better than last week, that's for sure. They were up 1.3% for the Monday to Friday trading week. Few crazy spikes in there, but at least they finished in the green. So how did our stocks do this week? Well, it was one of our better weeks, that's for sure. We're up 2.52% in gains and 1.97% in dividends, giving us a total return of 4.5% for the trading week. Other than the FMG hiccup, once you add the dividend back, we were nothing but black, baby. The real star was Champion, giving us near 9%. IVE Group still gave us another 4% after last week's run, and as expected, MHJ had some recovery from last week's losses of 8 points. Can't wait to bank these dividends though. So here is all last week's buys, holds and sells. The ones that changed are as follows and why. So Capral moved from buy to hold as it closed below last month's close of $9.29, but this is due to the ex-dividend. Champion moved from hold to buy with its recent uptick. Clearview moved from hold to buy with its recent uptick, but it's only because it closed low last month, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but FMG moved from hold to buy as it closed above last month's close. But it's also due to the ex-dividend though. Michael Hill moved from hold to buy as it also closed above last month's close. The start of the month is always pretty shaky with a few movers, so be careful and make sure you guys do your own research. Okay, so since inception, we have a pure capital gain of 2.7%. The portfolio has a dividend return of a whopping 3.98% now. Now we look like dividend hunters. This gives us a total return of 6.68%. It's almost a record. Hopefully we can keep it up. Alright guys, today's nugget section is going to be on Red River Resources. We'll do the normal thing here. We'll have an overview of the company, the management, and of course, we'll have some graphs. If you like this company, we can do the numbers at the end of financial year 22. So basically, in a nutshell, Red River Resources is a mineral exploration company who IPO'd back in 2005. Their foundation asset is the Thalanga base metal operation that they acquired back in 2014, starting production in September 2017. They have also recently started production at the high-grade Hill Grove gold mine in New South Wales, which was acquired back in 2019. We've seen some revenue trickle into the half-year results, but expenses still outweigh the profits, so not much to talk about here. Okay, this bit's a mouthful. So here they are on the map. East Coast represent. Thalanga operations, which again is their main foundation, producing copper, lead, zinc, silver and gold, are located at Charters Towers. Then we have Hillgrove, which are down in New South Wales in Armidale, which has gold and antimony product. Then last but not least, the explorations at Herberton project, where they have been granted a number of exploration tenements which will have silver, indium, copper, lead and zinc, and they're located obviously in Herberton. Alright, the dudes. Mr. Brett Fletcher, he's a qualified mining engineer who was appointed back in May 2015. He has 25 years prior experience in the metals and mining industry. Mr. Fletcher has had his fair share of senior management and exec roles of various mines, and he probably likes long walks on the beach. He currently is the CEO of Ravenswood Gold, and Mr. Fletcher has just over 528,000 shares, which is a modest 0.1% stake in the company. Now, Mr. Malcolm Palancian is the managing director since July 2015, who has over 20 years experience in the mining industry. His last role was Deputy Operations Director at one of the Newcrest operations in Indonesia. Mel also had a heap of senior positions at other places, and with all respect, I have no idea about him. Mel has both a bachelor and a master's in engineering, and Mel actually has nearly 2.5 million shares in the company, which is a 0.48% stake. Not bad, mate. Now, as promised, some graphs. So here is the 5-year monthly with our favorite 3-point trend lines added for buys and sells points. Now let's look at where we got in and where our 10% stop loss is set. Boom, there they are. So the green horizontal line is our entry point on the far right, as it's just a brand new purchase. And the orange line below it is set at 0.225 cents, which is 10% lower of our entry point of 0.25 cents per share. It's a bit scary how small that gap looks with the wild swings of the peaks, but hopefully we are on board and Everest going the right way this time. Time will tell. Hoorah! Some more income has hit our bank. This is the first income to hit our bank since November last year. Champion has paid out its unfranked dividend of 10.87 cents per share, and as we own 1560 shares, 169 bucks has hit our account, building up for our next purchase. This dividend is pretty low at the moment, but in saying that, Champion only just started paying their dividends last year. Don't expect another one till March next year. Alright, so our cash account is now at $3632. So with our 3632 in cash, plus our 78987 in stocks, takes us to an overall value of 82,619 bucks, which is about a positive 2.62% total portfolio gain from last week. Yep, I'm happy if you are. Well, I hope you got through your beer and enjoyed that episode. I'm going to go grab another one, and you guys have a lovely weekend, and you know the saying, keep healthy and wealthy.